What's up, everyone? Thanks for watching another one of my YouTube videos. Hopefully you're enjoying them so far. So this video is going to seem a little bit out of place because actually I hope to have a video before this of me actually cleaning this garage around me and getting into a nice working space. Usually there is a truck right where I'm standing, but right now it's at Issyfab Speed and Engineering. Jeff has been doing wiring and plumbing on the truck, and I'm going to head there today to drop off a few things like my grill shell, my grill, and then I've got to also bring him my upper radiator cover, and then there's another cover under there. I'm bringing him all this stuff so he can mount it and make sure things at the radiator clear and the transmission cooler clear and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to head up to Issyfab. I'm going to bring the camera with me. I'm going to do a couple walk around videos of the truck while it's there, and then I'll do some voiceover work explaining some of the work he's done. He's done a lot of really awesome work right now, so I'm really excited to show you all how it's progressing. For those of you who are just tuning in, step backwards and watch some of the videos I originally created for Instagram. They'll explain how we got here so far and have things make a little bit more sense. But what I'm going to do is load a bunch of stuff into my car, get going because it's about a 3-hour drive, and then I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so obviously right now I am not at Issyfab. I'm actually at home in my office because I realized that I talk a lot about Jeff, but for those of you who aren't local, when I say Jeff, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So Jeff is Jeff Wybrow, aka the man behind Issyfab Speed Limited. He is a very talented fabricator, wiring guy, just general builder of all things. A lot of you might know him from his 2014 GMC Sierra that put down 930 horsepower, and I think it ran 10.14 or so prior to sort of it being taken off the road for rework. But anyway, Jeff is a super talented builder. He's a great guy, and he's also been a friend of mine for almost 10 years now. We originally met because we both love square body S10s and Blazers and BMX bikes, and it's just sort of evolved from there. Since I've known Jeff, he has built a bunch of really cool vehicles. He had an Accord, he had a Cavalier. I know a Cavalier doesn't sound cool, but I'll add some photos of his Cavalier into this video, and you'll see that his was actually pretty neat. Shaved engine bay, right-hand drive, tub, super low. I believe he might have been putting a turbo on it before he moved on. I don't quite remember. That was a while ago. After working on his Cavalier, he worked at a GM dealership for a while, ended up at Hitman Hot Rods, went back to the GM dealership, and then started up on his own with Issyfab. Originally, Issyfab was kind of a side gig. Through the pandemic, through his hard work and just relentless desire to keep putting out a better product, he has made Issyfab into a standalone business, and that is his full-time gig. Super stoked for him on that. He's also the guy who built the chassis for my truck. He built that chassis in 2014. He was about to sort of keep going on it. Then he realized that he really wanted to switch gears. That was about the time that I grabbed my truck, and it just made total sense for me to buy the chassis off of him. Regardless of if Issyfab was a thing, Jeff was always going to be wiring this truck. He has been super supportive through the build and offered me lots of tips. And a lot of the cool fabrication techniques, things I've talked, stuff like that has come through Jeff, just me sort of bouncing off ideas off him while I've been out in the garage. Can't thank Jeff enough for doing that just as a friend. And then so bringing the truck to him to get it sort of buttoned up and ready to go on the road is an absolute no-brainer. Obviously, he has a vested interest in the project since it's his chassis underneath it. And, we're friends, and it's kind of like parts of what he was going to do are into my truck now. So it's just really going to turn out really awesome overall. And I'm super excited to cut to the next clips and show you what he's been doing. Okay, so going around the engine bay, obviously the engine bay is looking super sweet. See that beautiful intake that he handmade. It wraps around and matches with the fender really nicely. He also made upper and lower hardline radiator hoses. The next thing he's going to do is a couple of rad mounts and sort of make everything look nice and tidy before we move on to getting the harness and getting the engine actually ready to fire. Going over to the interior, you can see that I have my awesome Classic Instruments gauges. Those gauges look mint in there. Jeff has also put in door switches for the interior lighting. The truck is going to have a dome light and footwell lighting. It's going to be super baller inside. I'm pumped on that. Moving on to the back of the chassis, Jeff has sort of tidied up some of the wiring that I started back here for things like my taillights, compressors, the e-stop parking brake. He's just making sure that everything's going to terminate nicely and that we won't have any problems. Like I said, wiring is his thing, and I completely trust everything he's doing wiring-wise with this truck. Okay, so that is a wrap for the updates from Issyfab. Since that video, he has also put in the headlights and the grill shell. We are currently waiting on a harness. We decided to order a harness rather than Jeff building one, just to save a little bit of money and get things going a little bit quicker with some nice new wiring harness. Jeff is completely capable of building a harness, but this just ended up being the best solution for all of us. We also have ignition coils. I needed specific ignition coils from a car to fit underneath those Holley valve covers and coil covers. So that's all sorted out now. So we are going to keep plugging forward. Hopefully we'll get to a couple of videos down the road of the truck starting. In the meantime, I'm going to keep plugging away on my bed. So give me a like, subscribe, a share, and I hope to see you guys from now to the end of the series to when I'm actually driving this truck around. It shouldn't be too much longer. I'm really hoping to have a driving, moving truck this year. So thanks again for the support, and I'll catch you on the next one.